Good morning. It is an incredible day. It's July the 5th, 2022. We're so thankful that God has blessed us with our right mind and everything else is working well. And we have this opportunity to just say hello. The world in which you and I live is a world that's shocked in some ways again, yesterday with the Highland Park shooting in the suburb of Chicago. Once again, a person has taken it upon themselves to end the lives of six people at least, and in such savage ways with such savage gun power. The guns that they're using now just destroying people. They aren't even recognizable. Just the bullets themselves are so powerful, and yet these young people are doing this. And I thought about my own personal journey, violence, and the time that I actually thought about doing something similar many years ago. And thank God I didn't. That's when I was actually, God sent somebody to teach me, to rescue me, and I was baptized. But it was right at that particular time that I could have gone a bad way. And I'm still occasionally reminded of my capacity to be pretty mean, and had something that happened recently that I just caught me off guard at a road rage thing where I'm on Wilmington Street and this guy is blowing his horn at me because I cut in front of him, but he cut in front of, but right in behind me. We both went into another lane. He came from one lane, I came from the other, but he just kept blowing his horn. So I I'm not proud of the fact that I got out the car, but that was better than the option of what I was getting ready to do. And those are the moments that I get caught off guard, and I need to be reminded of whose I am. And it's just one of those things I'm not proud of, but the capacity to be violent or to hurt somebody is probably within many of us. And my greatest fear in life is to that I would hurt somebody or harm somebody, and I just don't ever want to be a part of that. My greatest desire is just to love people. I'm real simple, real simple, and certainly I have some complications in my thinking and in my experiences. But this morning, I just want to share with you that there's Jesus has taught me something. He continues to teach me that with all of the things that are going on, I'm not that shooter. I'm not going to be, and I will never be that shooter because God Himself intervened and He's taught me what my real issue is. Jesus says and y'all listen to what Jesus says in John chapter 13. A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, all men will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. And it's easy to say that, it's easy to read that. But this is not easy because we've had so much pain and disappointment and frustration, and we develop ways to cope with life. We attach ourselves to people, hoping they will love us, and they don't, or they love us based on the way that they understand, and then we begin to build all types of defensive mechanisms, but they tend to destroy us. So when you get back to what Jesus says, you make the choice to love somebody. Perhaps if someone had loved that shooter differently, perhaps he would not have done what he's done. Who knows? All shooters are human beings who start out one way, and how they get to be that way, I just know it's fright. For me, it's very frightening to think about life without Christ Jesus. Um, so, what I want to say to you this morning is when you read Jesus and He tells you to love one another, there's a reason for that, and it's not just the other person. Um, and in John chapter 15, Jesus says in verse 9, as the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now, remain in my love. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's command and remain in his love. I've told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. Jesus doesn't command us to love because he's Jesus, the bad boy, who can do what he wants to do and not he'll send you to hell. It's because he knows we're already in hell when we don't know what it means to love and when we read him and don't follow what he says. He says we are his disciples if we follow his commands. It's not easy to love ourselves, it's not easy to love others. Sometimes what disguises itself as our ego that loves itself really is a hatred of self. Now I know I'm getting into all kind of stuff, but that's just what I do. For those who can get a blessing from this, you know me, so I say all kind of stuff. But the essence of what I'm trying to say is that all shooters started out non-shooters. Somebody did not love them. And we're not saying you're going to love away all the problems of the world. But why don't you do the basic thing today and let your love show your love by just saying hello to somebody and greet somebody somewhere. And if they have a conversation with you, have the conversation. And this way the world will know that you are a disciple of Christ Jesus. Say hello to your brothers and sisters, but look outwardly. God tells us to go and make disciples. So if you want to go and make disciples, go and say hello to somebody, and let's make this thing work. Let's make this love for God and the world in which we live. Let's make it matter. Let's make it work. That's a need. All the war in the hearts of men in America today, you are needed more than ever before. If you've been playing church, stop. But if you can't at this point, then uh, ask God to help you. But I'm asking you to help me by praying for me. I'm asking you to remember above all that Jesus said it. Jesus said it. And if Jesus said it, then it's true. So God's hesed, God's love, his covenant love with you that he tells us about 256 times in the Bible, his agape, his desire for your betterment will manifest itself when you are like him and you desire the best for others. So much I want to say, but I'm going to go too far now. Today, in a world that is hungry for love, you can be Jesus to somebody.